Who doesn't love Home Alone, that perennial holiday classic from 1990? And hey, if you want to feel old, this is Macaulay Culkin today. Home Alone has everything. It's got laughs, it's got heart, it's got being alone in a house, it's got crowd-pleasing celebrity cameos, and some pretty serious real estate porn. The only thing it doesn't have is a dog. So has anyone ever tried to put a dog in Home Alone? The answer is an unequivocal, well, kinda, sorta. There are a trio of home video releases that basically amount to Home Alone but with dogs. They've all got dogs, but how Home Alone-y are they? Let's take a look first at The Dog Who Saved Christmas from 2009. This is about an adorable little talking fuzz muffin called Zeus, who's voiced by Mario Lopez. And it features a truly breathtaking disparity between animal expressiveness and human vocal performance.
Oh, yes, this is so good. Oh, now you're talking, Georgie. Oh, that's a good one.
Now, in Home Alone, there's a wildly implausible contrivance designed to get Kevin alone in his house. Here, the family just deliberately leaves their dog home to go and visit Grandma for Christmas.
Wait, guys, come back. Don't do this, please. I'm sorry, okay?
Also, like Home Alone's basement boiler, this has an anthropomorphic fixture.
Come, Zeus, drink from my well.
Of course, you get bumbling burglars, and one of them is played by Dean Cain. Yeah, I know. A lot of people have criticized Dean Cain for becoming a raving lunatic since he was Superman, but I take issue with that. He was never Superman. Oh, and yeah, in case you were wondering, this is a family movie made within the last 30 years, so yes, there are plenty of farts.
Hello? Luis, anybody here?
When I'm nervous, I pass gas. It's anxiety, you know.
There's also a stand-in for Home Alone's spooky old man Marley, and it's Adrienne Barbeau as the crazy cat lady next door.
Ricky Jameson says the cat lady hates dogs so much that she calls the pound up to make more room for cats.
But don't worry, just like old man Marley, she's really not so bad. In fact, she's really nice, and she even went to school with the kid's grandma, a fact that very definitely would have come up at some point, you'd think. Some of director Michael Pfeiffer's other films are The Dog Who Saved Christmas Vacation, My Dog's Christmas Miracle, 12 Pups of Christmas, Gabe the Cupid Dog, Ed Gein, The Butcher of Plainfield, Boston Strangler, The Untold Story, Bundy, A Legacy of Evil, Drifter, Henry Lee Lucas, The Dog Who Saved the Holidays, and Chicago Massacre, Richard Speck. Look, any director who's equally comfortable working with animals and serial killers is okay in my book. But I wish he'd just once crossed over his genres and made a movie like this. Now, you do get a good chunk of dog-on-burglar slapstick action, and the film even includes a shocking Shyamalan-esque twist, which is that co-star Joey Coco Diaz was never a cast member on The Sopranos. Yes, I was as stunned as you are. On a scale of Home Aloniness, I'll give this one 3 Kevin hands to the face. The Dog Who Saved Christmas has decent production value, the dog is cute, the actors are engaging, and if all of those things are a problem for you, then you are going to love our next feature, Stepdogs. Stepdogs is a Canadian production, if production is even the right word here, about a mismatched pair of talking pups called Meatball, who's a homespun good old boy type, and Cassie, who's a sort of Gen Z teen TikTok influencer, I don't know.
Well, butter my biscuits. What is that on your face?
It's a sleeping mask.
Well, sleeping time's over. We got work to do.
Work? Have you lost your mind?
Come on, kitty.
Unlike The Dog Who Saved Christmas, Stepdogs doesn't use the understated effect of having the dogs talk in voiceover thoughts, but instead goes with CGI mouths. I guess it's one way of handling having an actor who can't speak, like, say, a dog or Henry Cavill. And like Home Alone, it has a fake movie within a movie. The lead female character is a famous Hollywood actress, and we meet her on the set of her latest film. These scenes show that the filmmakers know exactly zero about how movies are made. Also, so do all the other scenes. But it does have lots of farts.
Meatball, come on.
I think you're sniffing up the wrong. Oh, sorry about that. No, my bad. Oh, that's it. Meatball's coming back on me. That was me. Oh, that's a bad one.
So many farts. And it takes the fart jokes a step further. Get it? Step? There's some convoluted plot about the female lead carrying a priceless diamond everywhere, which is a thing people definitely do, and then stashing it in a room-size safe, which is a thing people definitely have. It's a whole lot of setup to get to talking dogs setting elaborate booby traps for burglars. The film takes over an hour to get there, but don't worry, when it does, it's quite disappointing. You know, you'd think by now burglars would learn that it's never a good idea to stick your head through a doggy door. I mean, haven't these guys seen Home Alone? Hey, wait. The McAllisters have a doggy door. But where's their dog? Really, where? At one point, little Cassie has a nasty encounter with a skunk.
It looks like the city nose outdid the country nose. You're busted, buddy. You're busted.
And I guess he's not part of the sentient animal world, or maybe he just doesn't feel like talking. I'm not sure what the rules are in this universe. And by this universe, I mean Canada. This one does get some points for having that staple of family-friendly entertainment, a dead parent.
I miss her too, Josh.
But it loses major Home Alone points for not having any Christmas in it. Oh, there's plenty of snow, sure, it's Saskatchewan, but no mention of Christmas whatsoever. These people could be Satanists for all we know. In fact, it's a safe bet. In terms of Home Alone-iness, I give this half a buzz. Which brings us to Alone for Christmas from 2013. This comes from the folks at The Asylum, the studio notorious for their made-for-video mockbusters, like Transmorphers, Alien vs. Hunter, Atlantic Rim, and Snakes on a Train, and they immediately get half a point for using 50% of Home Alone in their title. Here we meet another duo of doggies, older Bone and newly adopted Columbus, and yeah, they've both got the clutch cargo mouths. The dad in this one is played by David DeLuise, pictured here with a far more talented member of his family, and there's another overly complicated plot. But we get to the booby trapping pretty fast. And that gets us to our big celebrity cameo, Kevin Sorbo. Yeah, Kevin Sorbo. The former Hercules here plays a dog catcher who's supposed to be kind of like Quint from Jaws, but for dogs. And we're treated to an extended riff on the USS Indianapolis speech.
11 men went into the water. Plane went down in 12 minutes. Didn't see the first poodle for about a half hour.
Look, I'm not saying Kevin Sorbo is a poor comic actor, but he makes David DeLuise look like Dom DeLuise. And that's not even the only Jaws parody in the movie. It kind of gave me hope that we'd get to see Kevin Sorbo eaten by a dog before the movie was over, but we just have to settle for watching him get electrocuted instead. And if you came for the farts, you will not be disappointed. This one has some major fart action, and it even ups the ante, you could say, by having this happen. And that made me think of another movie dog. Oddly, adorable little Columbus is not the dog that is alone for Christmas through most of this movie. It's Bone, who is a bit long in the tooth and looks a little like he'd be more at home in John Carpenter's The Thing. Listen, don't get me wrong, I love dogs. All dogs are perfect. All dogs matter. But not all dogs should be the star of a movie. Just the way not all humans should be the star of a movie. And some humans should never be the star of a movie. This was directed by Joseph J. Lawson, who is someone who very definitely wrote his own IMDb bio. There's a lot of very unconvincing CGI, because apparently they didn't have the budget for big, spectacular practical effects like breaking a car windshield. It also lacks quite a bit in the Christmas movie department because it's clearly summer. There are leaves on the trees and not a snowflake in sight. The only weather visible is an apparent scattering of occasional plaster of Paris. It's lacking most of the elements that make a good family film, or that make a film, but it does have a happy ending. I've never seen anyone so happy to come home and find 3 dead strangers in their house. I give it, 2 Tic Tacs. This movie loses Home Alone points because halfway through I realized it wasn't a ripoff of Home Alone at all. The robbers can't stop eating, their clothes get torn off, it's got a washed-up 80s TV star who's now become a professional pinhead. This is a ripoff of Step Dogs and the Dog Who Saved Christmas. Well played, The Asylum. Well played. But hey, can you blame them? You can't improve on perfection. Home Alone is the perfect family holiday film, even if it doesn't have a dog. And seriously, what happened to the McAllister's dog?
Is this a joke?